Welcome to the Infernal Brotherhood of the Scruffy-looking Nerf herders. Today I'm reading Star Wars Invasion number 4, Refugees, part 4 of 5. I'd like to take a moment and invite you to support this channel through memberships and apparel, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring that damn bell. Salak should be dead. He now commands a world, but it feels hollow. He owes his life to another, to a sworn enemy. He must know why. He must seek out this Jedi. He must hurt him until he gives him the answers he seeks. Thank you for this, Leia. With Finn's mother and sister in the hands of the Yuuzhan Vong, and his father probably well, he could use some normality. This mission isn't going to be a picnic, Luke. It could be dangerous. This kid defended a city last week. You're tracking down one smuggler. I know. One smuggler. After everything that's happened, this is the closest thing this family has had to a Holiday Inn. Is that why you asked us to do this? You could use some family time after losing Chewie. You could help us, you know. Show off? You're calling me a show off? Have you forgotten who you're married to? I don't suppose Han... No, he lent us the Falcon, but he won't be joining us. Leia, Chewbacca died at the hands of the Yuuzhan Vong. An entire planet died that day. There's a high probability that, had Anakin attempted a rescue, he would have died too. Han isn't doing well. I know, but he can't blame his son. Not forever. Anakin says they're happy to leave with or without you. Thank you, Finn. Tell Anakin that, to teach him patience, he's invited to the next long, boring meeting I have on Coruscant. Anakin needs his father. You tell him next time you see him. I will. Would you mind if I sat in my uncle's chair? Of course not. Chewbacca would have wanted you to. Mom, who gets to say it? I think it's Anakin's turn. Really? What are we talking about? Loey! Punch it! What are you thinking about, Fawn Boy? I'm thinking about fathers and sons, Mara. Fathers and sons. And disappointment. You should be resting. The disease. You should be resting. I doubt you remember the last time you stopped. Come, husband. Hopefully, one day, you'll have the opportunity to be a disappointment to your own son. The Yuuzhan Vong have conquered this planet like so many more, quickly, easily. But on Notorious tonight, once again, dark things rise from the Great Sea. The Yuuzhan Vong are warriors at heart. They are built for battle. They graft biotech to their own bodies to make themselves more formidable, more intimidating. All of their technology is alive. Yet, all of this living technology has been shaped for one thing: death. In truth, the Yuuzhan Vong would prefer greater resistance from their conquered foes. On Notorious, they have found that resistance. There is something here that is out of their control. There is something here that cannot be easily defeated. After all, how do you defeat something when you don't know what it is? How do you fight something that doesn't seem to exist? But the destruction and chaos are real enough. at that moment, in orbit around Artorias.
There's been another attack on the surface of your planet. I must dispatch my guards to act as sentries below.
You have more than enough guards to spare, Commander Shakel.
Our agent has lived on Notorious for years and knows nothing of what could be instigating these attacks. What is on your planet, Princess?
There is nothing on the planet. Your invasion left nothing alive.
Our fire breathers have scorched the soil. We have searched every cave, every nook. Nothing should be alive, but rest assured, whatever is attacking us won't live much longer.
Of course.
Minos, return her to her cell and make sure nothing untoward happens. I'd like to see if she can endure more than my last pet. She should be healthy when the experiments start.
Has she spoken? No, I'm sorry, Princess. The Queen has barely moved. Arbeloa, there's been another attack on Artorias. Guards will be leaving the ship to reinforce the planet.
The timing is perfect. I'm almost free of my bonds.
Good. You're not much use to me if you're stuck to a wall. Did you see?
Yes, the door seems to be linked to something on that Vong's arm. To free the prisoners, all we need is a guard.
No, all we need is an arm.
Oh, I like you.
Welcome to Nar Shaddaa. Nice place, if you don't mind waking up missing some organs. I need to meet with someone we have in the city. They're supposed to supply us with some information on our smuggler. Who do we have here? It's not important. Feel free to wander around the main part of the city. Don't insult anybody, and whatever you do, don't eat anything. And if anyone offers to sell you a deeb, Anakin, you're too young. Lobaka, it wouldn't affect you. Jaina, you wouldn't like it. And Jason, you're not allowed. What about me? I'm not in charge of you, Finn. But if you get a bad one, I'm not collecting the pieces of you that fall off. They say once you've been to Nar Shaddaa, you'll want to stay forever. That's not entirely true. That's just what they tell the families of all of the people who go missing here.
Hello, I'm Dahai. You look innocent. Let me be your guide.
We're not as innocent as we may look.
No one is.
Hang on. Blast! Prowl is back in the hangar. You go ahead. I'll catch up. Are you sure?
He's sure. Follow Dahai. We will buy something or someone. The vertical city will be ours.
Something is wrong. Finn is in constant communication with his droid through his data goggles, but somehow that link has been severed. Prowl? Prowl is the only thing Finn has from his homeworld, the only connection to a life taken from him by the Yuuzhan Vong. To lose him would be unthinkable. A figure moves silently in the darkness and onto the Falcon. Thanks to his recent training, Finn senses the movement without seeing it. Finn follows immediately, thinking only of his droid, forgetting that he has friends outside who could help aid him. At that moment, he steps onto the Falcon. A blaster is at his back. You want to put the blaster down! You want to practice your Jedi mind trick. Now, before I shoot you, why don't you tell me what you're doing on my ship? On Artorias, the slave ship Sam Fa has landed with reinforcements for the planet's occupation forces. More guards are needed to prevent the attacks on the Vong forming process. Inside the Sampha, an attack of another kind is taking place.
I told you I was almost free of my bonds. I'm the last of my species, princess. I will survive.
Guards!
I know your commander likes this one. I am prepared to make a deal. In exchange for my freedom, I won't snap her neck. He will kill the girl. The commander will get a new one.
Well, that worked.
What?
Even against so many, these two are formidable. Many of the prisoners will die. The Yuuzhan Vong will not fall easily. But they will fall. The Sampha is not the only place where an attack is being carried out. Another large explosion has rocked Dulac's palace of torture, freeing him in the process. But his freedom is short-lived.
Hey!
From torture to drownings, Dulac's day is not improving. But then, a breathing mask is attached, and a long swim through the deep begins. Eventually, Dulac's body tires to the point his captors must propel him through the water. Then something happens. Something impossible. Han! This is Finn. Finn is a friend of your children.
I see. Finn, are you particularly friendly with my daughter?
Don't worry, Finn. He's not going to shoot you.
Don't be too sure, kid. You haven't answered my question yet.
Don't be ridiculous. Finn, could you leave us for a moment? You don't look great. Are you okay?
The information is definitely what we hoped it was. This smuggler has the identities of a number of humans who are, in truth, Yuuzhan Vong wearing Ooglith maskers.
That's not what I asked. You knew who Finn was the second you saw him, didn't you?
Hey, I like watching royalty squirm. He seems as nice as you said he was. A bit quiet.
You're not going to tell me how you're doing, are you? Fine. Do we know who this smuggler is yet?
No, but the word is that he's willing to sell the information to the highest bidder, and I know where to place the offer.
Well, the New Republic has given us a substantial amount of money to offer, but honestly, I think the money could be better spent elsewhere.
You want to keep the money?
What can I say? I married a pirate.
If he does look sideways at Jaina, I will shoot him.
I wouldn't expect anything less. Anakin would like to see you.
No, they're not to know I'm here.
Luke said to say...
Luke, you tell that all-wise Jedi he can go...
Excuse me?
What?
I thought you should know since you turned Prowl back on, I could hear and see everything he could.
You could?
Apparently you like watching me squirm. Oof! He said he'd shoot you.
A small flying droid whose eyes and ears we can use? Well, tracking down this smuggler just got easier.
Sir, about Anakin, I know it's not my place.
You're right, it isn't. So why don't you keep your mouth shut?
Han! It's just my dad. I think he was killed by the Vong. We're in a war. Everything can end so quickly. Don't be an idiot over this. Fathers. Chewie wouldn't want to see you like this.
Yeah, well, Chewie can't see anything anymore.
And sons. Sons.
Dulak! That voice! King Khaled!
My friend, welcome to the Resistance. And fathers. Thank you all for tuning in. We invite you to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and click the bell to get notified about our next video. Once again, I'd like to invite you to support this channel today through memberships and apparel. Until the Infernal Brotherhood convenes again, my fellow scruffy-looking Nerf herders, may the Force be with you.